All right, Dean. So we're talking about why we both got into coaching. Oh, before we forget, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Evan Saint-Gerard,
And I'm Dean Graber.
and we're New York Realtors. If you can't tell, we're both baseball fans, but we're from New York, and we different teams. As you can see, I'm with the winning team.
And I want the team that most recently won the World Series. Oh no, we got to do this over because my team didn't most recently. My team was most recently in the World Series. That's it. We don't have to do it over. We were most recently in the
I'm
World.
sorry, there's something wrong with my screen. Anyway, so we're a bit competitive, but speaking of competition, we were talking about how our business got a little better and why we both chose to jump into coaching and implement what our coaches were telling us to do and stuff like that. So I was just telling Dean, I took the plunge a few years ago after he took the plunge first to join coaching, and I saw how much better he got. He's a very skilled salesperson, but he honed his skills and got much better, and that kind of motivated me. I got to go into coaching also, but I was kind of scared because I'm like, oh, wow, I'm freaking out. How am I going to pay for this monthly? I don't want to be embarrassed if I can't afford this 1 month. And like, those were the things that were floating in my head. And then I realized, you know what? Stop thinking that way. Think differently. Think of how I'm going to make the money and just implement, just get it done and not have to worry about it. The coaching actually helped me put more money in my pocket, and I can actually get to do some of the things that I really like to do, like go to these games, after COVID, sit in the front row and do things like that and just do the things I want to do. But Dean, what was your first experience basically when you decided, all right, I'm going to get into coaching?
Well, my thing was when I got into real estate. First of all, I thought this was easy, but
we all thought it was easy.
That's a whole other story. I was working with buyers because I used to, when I was in the mortgage business, everybody I worked with was a buyer, so that was my comfort level. But you know, there's a whole other side of the business. There's sellers that need to be helped also. Oh, it's a Tom Ferry, and Jesus. There's sellers that need to be helped also, and the sellers is it's a very strong part of the business. And I had no idea, so I was just talking to the team leader at Keller Williams at the time, and she told me, went to a couple of things, and she says, well, you need to get into coaching. She told me what it costs, and I was just like, shut the front door. You know, I was just like, that's not happening.
So you felt that pang.
Yeah. So I felt, and then so I was like, but that conversation motivated me for the next 3 to 4 months to figure out, oh, I can work with sellers. Let's see. So, all right. So here I am. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm all ready to go. What do I do? I don't know. Because normally my buyers and I call people that I know, and they'd say, hey, I know someone looking to buy a house. I know someone looking to buy a house. And I had buyers. So I didn't know what to do. So I did some research on coaching, like which coaching company. I really didn't know, no clue. And then there was Tom Ferry and Mike Ferry, and I thought they were the same person. I didn't understand. That was father and son. I actually had no idea. Well, what's the difference? Well, one's the father, one's the son. All right, so what's the difference? They are different, but they're differently the same.
They're different and the same at the same time.
But anyway, so I asked some questions, and some people were doing really well in the office and in other offices. And I asked, what changed with you? And they said, coaching. Who's your coach? And 3 of the people mentioned the same coach. And I was like, all right, well, that's for me. So I Googled the coach. The coach has a free something in Las Vegas. I'm like, ooh, Las Vegas, free coach. All right. I'm trying to find a problem here. None. All right, Delta Airlines, and I'm in Vegas. Here I am. So I went into the thing, and I went in there hoping to get sold on what I wanted to do. I didn't want to get turned off in any way, but I was open-minded. And Mike is on stage and he's saying some wonderful stuff, and there's 5,000 people in the room, and the whole front row, the first 3 rows, he seems to know these people. They've been coaching students, clients for years. And he's talking about their annual income and what they're doing, and what actually they work less than I work, and they make, I don't know, more. I'll leave it at that. And they're not different than me. So Ferry's, besides talking about his program, there is a portion of the program where he is selling memberships to his, to his school, to his coaching school. So he brings it up at the end of every session, every couple hours. And he's like, I know you're scared. I'm like, you're talking just to me right now. I know you're thinking about this. Are me and you having a conversation here?
Yep.
And if you're thinking that you can't do it, why don't you go up to one of the front 3 or 4 rows here and introduce yourself to some of the people here who are from wearing the red tags because they've been around, their premier clients. I'm like, I could do that. So I went up to the front at the break and I said, hi, I'm Dean, and I do whatever. And I don't know, 30 minutes later, my credit card was at the back and it was all done, was registered. Now, the thing with coaching, it is expensive, but it's not expensive. To me, it's too expensive to not do it. It's crazy. I mean, look, if you're scared, it's between $650 and $1,000 a month, depending on what level and you are. All the Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, Maps Coaching, and Keller Williams, it's all the same price, I believe.
Similar prices.
But the thing is, if you're concerned that I don't have $650 a month today, then honestly, and I'm not an advocate for credit cards at all. I'm just not. I never was. But put it on your credit card. So put the whole year, $7,200 on your credit card. Your bill will probably be $200 a month. And then just go pay it off when you get your first closing or two, whatever it's going to be. So you don't even have to think about it. Just take a credit card, get a credit card, put it on there, and just get coached. I mean, my niece, Marissa, is a physician at CHOP, Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. And, she took out loans for 8 years. She's paid them all off now, but she's taken out loans for 8 years, $300,000 to go to medical school. $300,000 to go to medical school. I'll say that 100 times. It's crazy. All right. If you want to be a lawyer, you go to law school. You're going to go, you're going to go to Princeton, Harvard, Tufts, Boston University, St. John's, Columbia. It's $75,000 a year to go to law school. So that's 4 years or 5 years. I don't know what it is. So $300,000 more dollars. It's crazy. All right. So, but this is $7,200 a year. And if you make a 3% commission on an average sales price in Queens of $700,000, just do the math. And that's the end of that.
It pays for itself. We both have the baseball fields back behind both of us. Baseball athletes, any athlete basically practices, they're in some kind of coaching system for them to get better. If you're a musician, you have to practice to get better. That being said, you have to invest in yourself in order for you to get better at your skills, to hone your skills, to get better so you can give a better service to your clients, whether they're buyers, sellers, or investors, whatever it is, basically, you do have to hone your skills, and the coaching does help with that. You do simplify your life with the stuff that your coach tells you. The coach is going to tell you a lot of stuff that's going to make you very uncomfortable, but it's for your benefit. Just think of your parents. Parents used to tell you stuff when you were a kid. You didn't want to listen. But as you got older and you became a parent, you kind of realize, wow, mom and dad were right. And now I'm taking that knowledge that my parents gave me and I'm giving it to my kids. And now I see what my parents are telling me. So think of it that way.
The coaches give you commands and they give you suggestions, and it's really suggested that you take them all. Like a good suggestion is, tell me if this one makes sense. If you jump out of an airplane, it's suggested you have a parachute, right? You don't have to wear it, but it's highly suggested. So it's the same thing with this. If you get into real estate sales, real estate agent, it's suggested that you learn how to sell real estate at the highest possible level. And don't you think your clients and customers deserve the best that they can get out of you? Because I do.
You're going to realize after coaching, after you're doing it a while, you're going to realize that you're going to be different. You're going to be transformed. It sounds kooky, but you do see a difference. Your coworkers will see a difference. Your clients will see a difference. You'll feel more confident with what you're doing, with what you're saying, and you'll be able to cut more time in your schedule. You'll make more time basically for your family, for your friends, for whatever hobbies you have, because you'll know how to basically, this is what I need to do, and I can do it half the time by doing this instead of wasting time doing things that don't produce the income that I'm looking for. So coaching is highly recommended. If you look at all the successful people, whether it's real estate, baseball, musicians, artists, whatever, they all have some kind of coaching system that they're involved in. They further their education basically for their skills, And the people who are the most successful are investing in themselves. So you should too. Well, I'm Evan Saint-Gerard.
And I'm Dean Graber.
And you can reach me at 917-975-5985.
Or give me a call or text at 516-527-9549.